Hello friends, and welcome to my latest tutorials about the front-end development. And in the front-end development we are going to move with Bootstrap for this time. So this will be first 1 hour session, right? And in this session of 1 hour we will try our best to learn the basics of Bootstrap. We are going to use Bootstrap 4, and let me introduce you the Bootstrap first. Bootstrap is we can say, a front-end framework that is used for the faster web development, right? It means to say that you cannot need to write you do not need to write lots of extra code. Bootstrap consists automatically a bunch of classes and the IDs for that you can use in your HTML templates, and you can make your page templates responsive, right? After that, we can say that it's what the things or what the languages included in the Bootstrap. So we can use here HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, right? After that, we will see its typography, forms, buttons, tables, navigations, models, and many other stuff related to JavaScript plugins. So let's jump into the code before wasting our time. So here we go. First of all, we need to go to the website getbootstrap.com, right? That's the first step, that you need to download the latest version of Bootstrap, right? So you can simply click on the compiled CSS.js, where you will find the button. Click the button, and now it's downloaded. Open that folder and unzip the folder. After unzipping the folder, you will find there the two folders, CSS and JavaScript. Okay. After that, you need to specify where you want to create your website. So I'll prefer in my XAMPP folder and htdocs, right? Let me delete all my previous working and create a new folder called new project PS Bootstrap, right? So here I will create that. Now I need to create a folder inside that called CSS, folder called JS, and a folder called images, right? Now I need to open my Sublime text editor, and here I'll add a project. I'll go to the project, and there I will see that add folder to the project. So from here I'll go to that place where my XAMPP existed. Alright, here's the folder. And in this folder, now I am currently in this folder, and I'm going to create a new file here with Control N, and if you are on the Mac, there will be Command N. and I'll save this file with the name index.html. Right, so my index.html has been created. Now what I will do sorry, I'll go to my downloads folder where I downloaded the Bootstrap latest version. I'll go to the CSS and I'll select here from bootstrap.min.css. Right, this one. I'll copy this with the Control C. If you are on the Mac, that will be obviously Command C, XAMPP, htdocs, and inside the CSS folder, I'll put this one. Okay. After that, needs to go again to the downloads on the same spot. Similarly, go to the JS. From here, you need to select bootstrap.min.js. About the remaining files, we'll deal that later, right? This one, bootstrap.min.js, and from there, from the CSS, bootstrap.min.css. These two files are, the basics, or we can say the necessary files for our basic working. So these are important. So I came here in my directory where I am creating this, and I have put in the JavaScript JS folder, right? So now I need to start my coding from here, and in this folder, in this coding file, I need to connect the Bootstrap JavaScript and Bootstrap CSS. So here I will attach our Bootstrap CSS. So where the file existed, inside the CSS folder, where that called bootstrap.main.css, right? After that, here in the body, we need to attach our JavaScript. So here will be the JavaScript link JS inside the JS folder. That's called bootstrap.main.js. Alright, so our Bootstrap's CSS and JavaScript has been connected with our file, but one more thing remaining, as we are going to work with the JavaScript directory. So downloading and adding the jQuery file is much important. So I guess rather than downloading, I'll go with the CDN, jQuery CDN. Alright, so here's the link. You simply need to copy this and go to your file and paste on the top of this link. Alright, now our JavaScript and CSS has been connected. Alright, well, what's next? One more important thing before getting deeper into the project, we need to add the pre-built classes or functions. So in the Sublime text, you need to go to the package control, and here you need to write install package and click enter. Now type Bootstrap for autocompletes. Actually, my autocompletes are already downloaded, so let me show you how you will add. This is the Bootstrap 3 autocompletes. That's what I am trying to show you how you will install. So you need to simply go to the Bootstrap for autocompletes and click on enter button, right, like this. See that on the bottom here, this autocompletes has been installed. Okay, so let's try whether our autocomplete has been added or not. So I will try to add a div here, and inside the div I will add a class, right? So actually what Bootstrap is really, now you will learn that the Bootstrap is a collection of pre-built classes, right? So you know that we have downloaded in the CSS folder, in the JavaScript folder, we have downloaded this Bootstrap CSS and JavaScript files. So these files consist on pre-built classes. Okay, so let me try to add a pre-built class over here to check whether our CSS and JavaScript has been connected with our files or not yet. So here is an example of Bootstrap classes, Jumbotron. So see that, you can see here Bootstrap 4 class, Bootstrap 4.4 class, Bootstrap 3 class. So these all are displaying, but we are going with Bootstrap 4, right? This course is all about Bootstrap 4 because Bootstrap 4.4 is a beta version yet. Okay, it's not yet completed, and Bootstrap 3 is the older one. So we do not need either Bootstrap 3 or either Bootstrap 4.4. So we'll go on with Bootstrap 4 classes. So it's Jumbotron. It means our autocompletes also has been added, and let me type here some text to check whether it's connected or not. This is my demo text. Save it with Control S and go here and loads it in the Chrome path. So see that Google Chrome, and see that our Jumbotron is working, right? You can see here in the inspect element, if you go, see that it's Jumbotron, and we can see its Jumbotron has been declared inside bootstrap.min.css file, right? You can see that it's Jumbotron, its margin has been given, its background color and the border radius. You can change either anything, like suppose that its background color is light gray. At this time let me make it a different color. See that? Alright, so its text is changing. I mean, till here what we learn here, till here we learned that our Bootstrap has been connected with our index.html file, our Bootstrap files have been also connected, our JavaScript also connected with the index.html, and with the Sublime Text we have also installed our package for the autocompletes of Bootstrap 4 snippets, right? So from here we will move next to our main coding points, right? So give me some time, I'm gonna try to move on Next. Okay, so now let me remove this part we have tried. So now I am going to the first part of our Bootstrap course, that's called containers, right? Containers. So let me create another file now, because we will use index.html for our project that we will start at the end of learning all the sections, okay, and all the parts of the Bootstrap. So I'm gonna yep, save this and close. I'm going to create a new file with the control N button, and it will be saved as containers.html, and this thing will be on the every page. So I have copied it from the index.html file. Okay, so what's the container is and how it will looks like and where we can use it. So you can learn it from the previous chapter that the containers are used to pack the content inside of them, right? There are two types of container. One of them is container and other is container fluid. So let me show you both. First of all, we will work with the containers. Let me create a div over here. Inside the div, we will create a class container, right? So it's a pre-built class. Inside the container, let me add a paragraph over here, and inside this paragraph I will put this is some demo text to learn Bootstrap for containers. Save it with the control S and run it into the browser, and you will see it is starting from some specific padding. Some specific padding has been added on the both sides of the page. Let me copy this, paste it for 3 to 4 times. Let me refresh it again and see that padding on the both sides have been automatically included. And if we reduce our display screen size, you can see that it is automatically adjusted on the small screens. So this is our responsive templates. Okay, so that's called container. What if Bootstrap does not create the containers? What will be happened? Remove the container class, refresh it, and it will display like this. And before the Bootstrap, what you will need to do here, you need to create a class inside the paragraph area, your custom class, right? And in the custom class you need to write your own CSS here, like custom class. You need to add some padding, left 25 pixels and padding right 25 pixels. Save it and refresh it. You will see its padding is not yet done like that, so we can say it 50 pixels and 50 pixels. Okay, to see that if Bootstrap is not giving us the container class, what we need to do, we need to do some effort, right? Some extra effort. So what Bootstrap is doing? Bootstrap is reducing our effort on the code. What we need to do? Simply create a div, add a class of container, right? Inside the container class, you need to put your content and see that it's automatically beautifully padding and their margins are added. So one more thing is there, that's called container fluid. Okay, that's called container okay, and another div I'm going to make over here, that class name will be container fluid. Okay, so container fluid, inside that container fluid I'm going an h1 just to describe that's the container fluid. Okay, and I'll simply copy this paragraph from the top, pasting there, saving with the Control S and refreshing this page. See that container is something like wrapping inside some padding from both left and right, and container fluid is something like full screen, no padding, no margins, and you can see there and you can differentiate them. So basically containers are also called fixed containers, alright, but when you will reduce your screen size you will see both either it's container or container fluid, both are responsive, right? So the main purpose of our course is to give you the classes or the ideas to make your document or to make your web pages mobile or tablet responsive, right? So that was the container and the container fluid. Moreover, you can add more classes in your containers, like for the paddings, for the background colors, and for the borders. Let me show you some classes on that. Suppose that's container, right? We'll class over here as BG. It means background. See that there are lots of variety over there. BG danger, BG dark, faded, info, light, inverse, primary, secondary, success, transparent, warning, white, danger. It means it is from till here. Okay, so you can use anyone for just to try that. So let me put here, see that when I have added BG danger class, it's added. Similarly, there are different options you can use: BG danger, BG dark. Save that, refresh the page, then some classes are not properly working. They may this, and you can define your own CSS over this point. But later in our project, we will try our best to create our own custom CSS file. Okay, so next is Bootstrap grid system.